What's going on, my Century Units? It's the Sentiment here, so back again with another classic Royal Rumble pay-per-view review. This time we're going into the PG era to review, in my opinion, this is a underrated Royal Rumble show. So today I'm reviewing Royal Rumble 2013 at the US Airways Center. Right now it's called the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona, on the 27th of January 2013. The attendance of the show was 15,103. Royal Rumble 2013 received about 512,000 pay-per-view buys, better than the 2012 Royal Rumble show's buy rate. It was still okay, well, good, but the Rumble itself in 2012 was kind of shit. And also, it's the highest buy rate for the Rumble for 4 years. So the commentators for the show are Michael Cole, Jerry the King Lawler, and JBL. This show is memorable for one thing. The Rock. This is The Rock's first match since beating John Cena in his hometown of Miami, Florida at WrestleMania 28 last year. So, and also it's The Rock's first championship match for almost a decade. We'll get to that when I review the main event. That's later on in this review, by the way. And also, this is the final time that the winner of the Rumble match will face either the WWE or World Champion. Before the following year, they end up like in December, they unify both the WWE and World Titles belts together to form the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And then between 14 to 16, the winner of that Rumble match will face the champion at WrestleMania. So before we get to the main shows on this show, it's a 4-match pay-per-view, but we'll get to the pre-show match to kick off this review. So on the pre-show we had Antonio Cesaro, the future Cesaro, defending the United States Championship against The Miz. Cesaro at this moment in time, he's waving the American flag. I don't like his attire. His attire, he's got the American flag on the back of his trunks. I think he used to wear like the Swiss like flag trunks. I don't understand why they did that. You know, he was this anti-American foreign heel champion. I don't think it's Cesaro best work. You know, I think he did try, but it backfired. You know, the best thing for him, part of the Real Americans with Jack Swagger later on in the year, you know, but him being this like anti-American foreign champion, it's just never going to work, you know. If he was start waving the Swiss flag and like bashing Americans and adoring the Swiss, maybe it could work, you know. It's not on the same level as Rusev's when he was the United States champion in 2014. He was waving the Bulgarian and Russian flags and referencing of Vladimir Putin. Anyway, so let's talk about this match against The Miz. Nothing much to it. It was okay-ish. One scary spot. Miz was going for like a move off the top rope. I think it was like some kind of leg drop, but it was kind of botched. He kind of hurt his knee. I said when I watched this, you know, for my preparation for this review, I didn't really see the pre-show match at the time. But when I like watched this match between Miz and Cesaro, I thought like if Miz did not blow his knee out. But anyway, so in the end, Cesaro kind of rammed the Miz's shoulder onto the steel structure of the ring apron because he was basically hiding underneath the ring apron. And anyway, got the Miz back in the ring, hit the neutralizer, and win this match and retain the United States title. This is set up a rematch on SmackDown. I think it was the first SmackDown after the Rumble in a 2-hour-3 pinfall match. That was a better match than this. I'm not saying this match was terrible, but it was just a standard match, you know, with no heat behind this. Anyway, so Cesaro was, he was a forgettable United States champion, but because, you know, he's trying to put prestige into that title, but he's just a guy, you know, he's basically winning the title, retaining the title, and facing the next line of competitors. Anyway, that's the pre-show match. Let's talk about the first match to kick off the main show of Royal Rumble 2013. So the first match to kick off Rumble 2013. This is a last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And by the way, this is the final time that the World Heavyweight Championship will be defended on this show, the Royal Rumble. It's funny that the last Rumble show I reviewed was Royal Rumble 03. The first World Heavyweight title match, I'm talking about the big gold belt, by the way. It was Scott Steiner, Triple H. That was the first time that the World Heavyweight title was defended at a Royal Rumble pay-per-view. And then fast forward 10 years later, this is the final time that the World Heavyweight Championship was defended. Because in December, like I said, that the World and WWE Championships will be unified at TLC to form the WWE World Heavyweight title. So the first match was a last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Alberto Del Rio with Ricardo Rodriguez, his personal ring announcer, in his corner, defended the world title against the Big Show. This is a rematch on SmackDown 3 weeks prior? Yeah, 3 weeks prior. I think it was the first SmackDown of 2013, when Del Rio defeat the Big Show in also a last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. At this moment in time, Del Rio is the babyface. This is their first match on pay-per-view since Capital Punishment in 2011. That was a crap match, but the roles has been changed, because the first match at Capital Punishment, you had the Big Show as the babyface, Del Rio as the heel. Now this time, Del Rio's the babyface, Big Show as the heel. Before the start of this match, you had Bret Hart to admire Del Rio, and giving Ricardo Rodriguez his sunglasses. That was good. Seeing Bret Hart, his first Rumble appearance since 1997. That was sweet. He's he's during Del Rio got Bret Hart his blessing. Anyway, so the match was good. I think it was a good match between Del Rio and Big Show. I think it structured really well. Not an all-time classic last man standing match. I think this is the first last man standing match in a Royal Rumble pay-per-view since 2004. In that, with Triple H, Shawn Michaels, that ended in a double count-out, non-contest. Anyway, it was fun to watch. There's one spot, it was really good. So, they were fighting on the pay-per-view set. Big Show chokeslammed Del Rio off the pay-per-view set and through a table. That was cool. And then Big Show he attempted to spear Del Rio through the barricade, but Del Rio got out of the way at the last minute. And then Del Rio placed Big Show's arm on top of the steel steps and whacked it with the steel chair to soften the arm. In the end, Del Rio locked the Big Show with the cross-arm breaker, because he did that early on in this match, but Big Show managed to pick him up and slammed him. Anyway, Del Rio, locked in the submission hold onto the Big Show, while Ricardo Rodriguez tied the Big Show's legs with duct tape, and then Big Show trying to get free, trying to take off the duct tape, but instead his arm is hurt because Del Rio locked in the cross-arm breaker. He didn't answer for the count of 10, so Del Rio retained the World Heavyweight title. And throughout the history between Del Rio and Big Show, I think Del Rio wins matches. I don't think Big Show won a match against Alberto Del Rio. I'm not too sure on it. So I think with Ricardo Rodriguez, duct taping the Big Show's legs, it's a callback to the previous last man standing match from 2010 between John Cena and Batista. That was at Extreme Rules. People complain about that. I don't mind it. It was an okay ending. I don't want to get into it. So besides that, it was a good match between Del Rio and Big Show for the opener. This is a David versus Goliath, not just match, but this rivalry. Even though, like, Del Rio's not a small person, because I think Del Rio's, what, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". Big Show's fucking 7'2", I think. You know, it was, like, good. This was set up the blow-off at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view the following month that Del Rio win, making the Big Show tap out with the cross-arm breaker, and then afterwards Del Rio end up feuding with Jack Swagger at WrestleMania 29. You could tell that the fans, you could tell they got behind Del Rio. You know, people say this is a worse Hilton for Del Rio. I kind of disagree. You know, it got a good pop. You know, fans were singing Del Rio when every time like Ricardo did Alberto. You know, they went on to saying his name, Alberto Del Rio's name. I don't know. Maybe it was, Del Rio was. The one thing I don't really. I'm not keen on Del Rio because he's in his like in his first run he was kind of like over pushed. They're pushing straight into the main event all automatically. But they trying to make him as the babyface. But I think it got over it. I think it was working in his feud with the Big Show, and then by time in the feud between Jack Swagger and Ziggler, you could tell, for Del Rio, it's a cooling off process for Del Rio as the babyface, and then before he went back as a heel. Later on in the spring, going into the summer, when he was when he retained the world title after was it beating Dolph Ziggler at Payback. Anyway, it was a good opener to kick off the pay-per-view. So moving on to the next match. So the next match, by the way, it's the second of 3 championship matches, or 4, because the United States title was on the pre-show. I don't understand why they're doing a pre-show. I wish they put it on the main show. Anyway, so the next match, this is for the WWE Tag Team Championships. We got Team Hell No, that is Daniel Bryan and Kane, defending the belts against Team Rhodes Scholars, that is Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow. They had their first match at Hell in a Cell the previous year in October. I think that was ended in a disqualification. I think it's been a long time. I saw that show at the time, Hell in a Cell 2012. Anyway, so this is the rematch. At this moment in time, Cody grew a mustache because Cody suffered I think it was a shoulder injury. It was on an episode of Main Event. This was before Survivor Series. He suffered I think it was a trap shoulder injury, and then he came back with a mustache. You know, he had this whole Cody mustache chant. You know, I think it was briefly before he actually shaved off the mustache. Anyway, very underrated team. I'm talking about Team Rhodes Scholars, Rhodes and Sandow. It was a fun match to watch. I really liked this match. Back and forth between Team Hell No and Team Rhodes Scholars. In the end, I almost say Del Rio. Daniel Bryan. By the way, it's Bryan Danielson in AEW. Anyway, so Bryan locked in the no lock, because at the time he was doing the no chance, because at this moment in time he become babyface later on in the year when he was in the feuding with the Shield in the WWE title picture and feuding with the Authority. But back then, when he was teaming up with Kane, he was a tweener doing the no chance because the fans were chanting yes. Anyway, so locked in the no lock onto Sandow. Sandow taps out, and Kane and Bryan retained the WWE Tag Team Champions. In my opinion, Team Hell No, one of my favorite tag teams. People give it shit, they crap it because, they're doing PG stuff, It's way better than the stuff they've been doing in that time period and right now. To be honest, I like Team Hell No. I think it's a underrated tag team. I think Kane and Daniel Bryan, they got really good chemistry, if you like them or not. So it's a shame that Team Rhodes Scholars never won the tag team titles, man. I wish they did it on this show. It's disappointed. Because later on in the year, in the Money in the Bank ladder match, Sandow turned on Rhodes in that Money in the Bank ladder match, and then they end up feuding, and then it's a shame. I think they should have really won the tag team belts, Cody ended up winning the tag team title belts with his brother Goldust. That's another story for another time. So, anyway, so I think it's not an all-time like great tag team match, but it was a fun tag team match to watch. Because both tag teams are in the Rumble match later on. So we'll get to that. Before there was one segment after this match. Between Bryan and Kane, because Kane's not letting Daniel showing his Royal Rumble number. And speaking of the Rumble match, so the next match, we got the 30-man Royal Rumble match. Winner faced the WWE and World Champion at WrestleMania 29. Like I said, this is the final time that the winner of the Rumble match will face either the WWE or World Champion at WrestleMania. So, not an all-time classic Rumble match, but it was a fun Rumble match to watch, So, number 1 and number 2 are Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho. You could say the Iron Man of this Rumble is Dolph Ziggler. He entered as number 1 and lasted about 49 minutes. The MVP, I'm gonna say the MVP for this. I have to say it's between, I'd say Cody or Sheamus, one or the other. But it was a fun Rumble match. Not all-time great. You got some filler like guys in the Rumble match, like the 3MB, David Otunga, the Primetime Players. That's Brodus Clay, not Brodus Clay, Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. And you also got Brodus Clay, and you got Tensai. You had the Kofi Kingston spot. That was good to see. Like, he kind of jumped onto the back of Tensai, and then he kind of like landed onto the announce table and asked JBL for his chair to pogo stick his way back in the ring. And then you had Cody eliminate Kofi with the disaster kick. I think this is Cody's best performance in a Rumble. Depending if he's going to compete in the this year's Rumble match, we'll get to that. I'll review that show. That will be in a few weeks' time. We're on the 15th. We'll talk about our current timeline. I think it's in 2 weeks' time. Anyway, so you had a brief moment. You had the Godfather coming back, for a cup of coffee. He lasted about 5 seconds. He got eliminated by Ziggler. You got the I think it's the first time that a wrestler from NXT compete in the Rumble match. That was Bo Dallas. And then he got eliminated by Wade Barrett. You guys eliminate Barrett, and then Barrett got pissed off, eliminate Bo Dallas, and hit him with the bullpen hammer. I don't like the bullpen hammer, to be honest. I don't like that. It's just a forearm shot, I like the Wasteland and also the Winds of Change. I don't understand why they have to change Wade Barrett's finisher. Beats me anyway. The whole it didn't went anywhere. Anyway, so yeah, Zack Ryder wasted. John Cena. He said like in the final Raw of 2012 that he's gonna enter the Rumble match to have a shot to main event WrestleMania. He entered the ring at 19 and eliminate four competitors in this Rumble match and last about 26 minutes. Fans were booing Cena. They're chanting "Let's go Cena! Cena sucks." Orton got booed. The final four. The final four. I think it was John Cena, Dolph Ziggler, Sheamus, and Ryback. Ryback was the last. I think it was the last man out. It's number 30. You got a really good reaction, man. So, oh my god, man. So Ziggler eliminate Jericho. I think he got eliminated by Ryback. He got eliminated by Ryback, I think. And Cena, and then Sheamus was going to hit Ryback with the bro kick, but instead Ryback, I think he eliminated Sheamus. Anyway, so Cena eliminated Ryback was stupid. The whole Cena winning the Rumble for the second time was stupid. It was completely stupid. This is the first time that in the next few Rumbles, you're gonna have like former guys winning the Rumble, like previously won the Rumble. I mean, like guys like Batista and Orton and Triple H. You know, you had new winners. You know, yeah, the last previous winner was Brock. You know, in last year, but anyway, so Cena winning it was. No, that was a wrong choice. I think they should have gone with Ryback because Ryback, man, he was wasted at this moment in time. That was the last chance. Any momentum that Ryback has was gone, was finito. His momentum was hurt a bit, you know, when he lost to CM Punk inside Hell in a Cell in October. Then, you know, November, you know, you had the Shield debut. That's fine, but he lost so much momentum, man. I'd rather have Ryback winning it to build up a new star. And Cena, I wish Cena just faced the Undertaker at WrestleMania 29. You have to go with. I'll get to the whole. I'll talk about Rock and Cena too afterwards. So anyway, but besides that, it was a fun Rumble match to watch. Not an all-time classic, you know. You know, like if I give this a star rating, I give this Rumble match a 3 out of 10. A fun Rumble match to watch. Anyway, moving on to the main event. So the main event, we got CM Punk defending the WWE Championship against The Rock. Paul Heyman in the corner of CM Punk, still in the middle of the 14-month reign of CM Punk as the WWE Champion. So Rock, like I said, this is Rock's first match since beating John Cena at WrestleMania 28 in his hometown in Miami in April the previous year. Then he made his return to WWE programming at Raw 1000, announced that he will face CM Punk for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. So then on the same night, you know, you had Punk, you know, you had this, came to the rescue, trying to hit the Big Show with the People's Elbow. Out comes CM Punk, attacked The Rock, and hitting him with the GTS, turning CM Punk as a heel. And Punk said, I think he said that turning him heel was a bad mistake for him because he lost a lot of merchandise money, but at the same time, it was a bit of a mixed bag of Punk as a heel. But it did kind of work because I think you need, at this moment in time, a top heel in the company because they tried with the Big Show, it kind of falling flat. I think Punk kind of working some certain degree, I'm trying to say. Anyway, so this is Punk's first match since the knee injury because he was supposed to face Ryback at TLC, but instead he pulled out with a knee injury. He did fought at the Rumble. He fought against Ryback in a TLC match on Raw. I think it was the first Raw of 2013. And then, you know, anyway, so on the Go Home Raw, this was, I think it was at Raw 20. The 20th anniversary of Raw, you had the Shield attack The Rock, and Vince says in the stipulation that if the Shield get involved anytime, they will, you know, Punk will immediately get stripped of the title. I'll get to that part later on. So the match between The Rock and Punk, good match. I think it was a good match of the night. I think it did live up the hype. You know, Rock is the top babyface, Punk is the top heel. Before the start of this match, you know, you're kind of holding the belt in the air, kind of rubbing the Rock's face to get some heat. Like Punk was selling the knee injury, like both of them hit like locked in submission holds, like Punk with the Anaconda Five, The Rock with the sharpshooter. I don't understand why Rock keeps using the sharpshooter, because Rock is not a submission wrestler. He only did that because because he won the WWE Championship at or the WWF Championship at Survivor Series '98 because it was the 1 year anniversary of the Montreal Screwjob. Anyway, so it was a really good match. One more of the match, I think Rock was trying to hit Punk with the rock bottom through the announce table, but unfortunately it broke. That would be cool to see, but we never got it. Anyway, it was a really good match, you know. In the end, I don't think Rock kicked out the GTS. He countered the GTS, but I don't think like Punk actually hit The Rock with the GTS. I don't know. I lost count. Anyway, so in the end, Rock was going for. I don't think The Rock hit the rock bottom in this match. Throughout this match, it was shocking to me. Anyway, so The Rock was going for the People's Elbow, and then suddenly the lights gone out, and then the Shield just attacked The Rock in the dark and hit The Rock and put The Rock through the announce table with the triple powerbomb, and then Punk brought Rock back in the ring and pinned him to retain the WWE Championship. So, and then out comes Vince McMahon, and he's about to strip CM Punk of the WWE Championship. But instead, Rock basically he really announced that he wants the rematch. He said, you don't get the chance to take the title from him. I'm gonna take the title off him. So the match restarted. I think he kicked out the diving elbow. In the end, he hit the spine buster, the people's elbow. I think they booed the Rock a little bit. I think that was not tasteless, but it was a weak, not weak. He hit a perfect fine not rock bottom, the people's elbow. But I think he was better off I'd rather have Rock hit Punk with the rock bottom and the people's elbow, and that's it. So it was, I think it was a bit forced, that people's elbow, and then the match is over. So Rock won the WWE Championship. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this is Rock's first championship match for almost a decade. Last time he appeared in the WWE Championship match was against Brock Lesnar when he was the champion at SummerSlam 2002. A truly classic show I reviewed in the past. Go and check it out. So anyway, yeah, they got a good pop. A lot of Rock fans got really triggered at the time, seeing Rock beat CM Punk for the title. Great example, Michael, kid behind the camera, did his bitch fit, when he see Rock, winning the title. He did it again with Batista. That's another story for another time, at the 2014 Rumble show. Anyway, so Rock winning. I wish they'd done this at WrestleMania, man. It set up Rock, Cena 2, twice of a lifetime at WrestleMania 29. I don't want to see that, I think people want to see Rock and Punk for the title on this show, but I wish they saved it at WrestleMania. I'm going to do my fantasy booking, because I'm not going to do it when I review WrestleMania 29. I'm going to talk about do my fantasy booking on this review. Anyway, in my fantasy booking, instead of Rock, John Cena 2, I'd rather have Punk versus Rock for the title. In my fantasy booking, I'd rather have Rock wins the title at WrestleMania in, I think it was in New Jersey. Rock has that good moment, wins his first championship for almost a decade, and then he end up dropping the belt back to CM Punk probably the next night on Raw with that good crowd reaction, or at Extreme Rules in April. I think WrestleMania and Extreme Rules on the same month, but later on in the month, and then Rock, call it a career. He went towards the sunlight and still continue and focus on his movie career. So, unfortunately, they have to go with the John Cena Rock rematch. People say they should have done a triple threat match. I don't think it'll work, because Rock said, I think he said in multiple interviews, said it doesn't work. He don't like doing a multi-man world title match at WrestleMania did not work. Has to do with the fatal four-way match at WrestleMania 16 in the year 2000. That was disappointed. But who are you gonna put in that position? I wish they did. No, I don't say right back. I'd rather have Cena face the Undertaker at WrestleMania 29, and Rock and Punk for the title. You could have Mark Henry, Undertaker. Cena, Undertaker, Punk versus Rock, and you probably have Mark Henry facing someone else. I don't know, but anyway, so besides that, my overall rating of Royal Rumble 2013. Overall, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's back and forth between 9 or 8, but I'm going to give it 8. It's a fair choice. Actually, fuck, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. My channel, I can do what I want, but this is an underrated Royal Rumble show. I thought it was going to be a bad show, but no, it was a good show. It's a strong show, way better than the 2012 Rumble show. Nothing bad, no bad matches. It's a straight out good, a grand slam, It starts good with the Last Man Standing match and ends with Rock and Punk for the title. The only thing in the bad for me has to be Cena winning the Rumble match, because it set up Rock Cena 2 at Mania 29 that year. But anyway, I suggest watching Royal Rumble 2013. So anyway, hope you enjoy my review of Rumble 2013. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button, click the like, click the bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. Next time, what's the next Classic Rumble show? Because I review one in the Ruthless Aggression era, I review one in the PG era. Fuck it, let's go to the Attitude era. In the history, when I start doing these classic WWE pay-per-view reviews in the spring of 2020, it got me thinking. I haven't reviewed a WWF pay-per-view of 1998. I reviewed in the early 90s, reviewed in the early 90s, reviewed in 97, 99, 2000, and some in 2001, and some in 2002 before it became WWE and going into the Ruthless Aggression era. It got me thinking, let's review a pay-per-view of that year in 1998, the start of the company's boom period, the second boom period since the 80s. So, this Rumble is the 25th anniversary. You had a casket match that ends a legend's career for 4 years, plus a Rattlesnake winning the second of 3 Rumble matches. You know what I'm talking about, plus 3 Faces of Foley. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the next classic Royal Rumble pay-per-view I'm going to review is Royal Rumble 1998. So, for time then, this is the Central Man officially signing out, and that's my review of Royal Rumble 2013.